There's a few different types of illustrations we're going to cover, and the first one being word art, and this is where we convert a text item, and we're going to convert this heading here into an art item. And staying on the insert tab here, I'm just going to go over to word art and drop down our word art gallery here. I'm going to choose style 8. You can see each style is numbered from 1 onwards, so we're going to choose the 8th style. And the font style we're going to choose is Tahoma size 20. There's a limited set of fonts for word art, but the main feature of the word art is the artistry itself and the color schemes and so on. And click OK there, and now our word art has been inserted, but we want to change some of the formatting of that, so we'll highlight our word art. And we'll notice when you do highlight that a formatting toolbar for the word art tools appears, so we'll click into that and see what sort of formatting we can apply. Spacing looks a bit tight at the moment, so we'll just change it to loose, which hasn't had too much of an effect yet. We'll also change the fill color of the shape. I'm going to go for a nice bright orange here. And the shadow effect, I like this one here, shadow style. I'll go for shadow style 2. And finally, I'm going to try and move this item around, which is quite difficult, as you can see. Get stuck in amongst the text. So I'm going to change the text wrapping to be square, and it's easier to move the word art around the place now with it squared. Just move your mouse until you get 4 crosshairs there, click and drag. Now the only other item I want to change is I'm going to use the handles here so I can resize this word art to be more appropriately sized. Now that looks a lot smarter. Just dragging the handles there is all I'm doing. And you can also use the rotate button here when you drag on the green tab. Turning to the insert tab here, we're going to look at some more illustrations. This time we're going to move over to the illustrations group. We're going to look at some shapes. You can put in some ready-made shapes such as rectangles and circles, and so on, and you can even add text to them. So we're going to just try and look at the example under the stars and banners area of the 5-pointed star. So now once you click on the 5-pointed star, you can now click and drag wherever you want that star to be inserted. So we'll just click and drag it here. We can resize that in a minute if needs be. Some of the features you can do is you can change the particular shape you're using to a different type of shape if you don't like that one, but I'll just return back to my 5-pointed star. I'm going to choose a coloring style. I like the green style here. You can individualize that if you wish for the shape fill and the outline. I'm just going to return to the pre-formatted one there. Some shadow effects can be applied as well, which we applied to the word art, but 3D effects are probably the best thing for a shape. So I'm going to go with this nice 3D style 9 here, which works in the perspective. And I might just drag it over there to the right a little so it doesn't interfere with my text too much. And finally, I'm going to add some text. We'll just say number 1. Now we have a little problem with our text, so we can resize our star so our text may fit better. And we might just return to the Home tab, highlight the text, and change the color scheme and font style of the text so that it looks a bit better. So here's a 3D shape that you can insert into a document to enhance the appearance of it. Smart art. If you're working on diagrams, smart art is very handy. We'll just take a look at some of the types of diagrams that you can put in. You can work on different lists. You can enhance your list by adding graphics to a list and changing to be vertical or horizontal type of list. Process diagrams, cycle diagrams, commonly used diagrams in organizations such as hierarchical diagrams. We're going to work on a food pyramid, traditional food pyramid diagram, so I'll just select this type of food pyramid and click OK to insert it. And we'll start on top with fats and sugars. Now we need to insert a shape below this, so over on the left hand side, again we have our own Smart Art Tools area here, just like working with tables or graphics or anything like that. You have your own specialized toolbar for Smart Art. Once it's clicked, and we'll add a shape after the one we've selected and put in carbohydrates in here. You can change the color scheme as well. You can choose a different, more colorful scheme like this one here, and resize if necessary. You can try. We're going to finalize the page layout by working first on some page borders, but before I do that, I'm going to zoom out. I want to get a better overall view of my documents. Now we can see all 3 pages at once with this 40% zoom that I've got using the slider. And I'm going to look under the page layout area and page borders. Let's try different types of borders. I'll try the shadow style here. I might change the width of the border to be 1.5 point. See how that looks, not too bad. You could also choose some art shapes here under the art area. Maybe something not so subtle like this if you have a geographical theme, or something more subtle, maybe more appropriate. So if you scroll down the list, you may get something more subtle like this. And I think I'll choose that particular border for our documents. And finally, I'm going to center all the items vertically on the page, so you can see there's lots of white space at the bottom of these 2 pages. So maybe if the text was centered vertically on both those pages, it may have a better balance to the overall document. So I'll just pop out the page setup dialog box, and under the layout tab here, I'm going to go down to the page area and choose center. Let's have a look. Yeah, there's a better overall balance to that document when I center all the text vertically on each of the pages.